Well, hello. How are you out there in internet land? Welcome to the new YouTube channel, BTS Heals Army. My name is Lynn Watson, and I'm absolutely honored to be able to interview this wonderful lady that you're going to hear. This channel is all about BTS and what they've done for all of Army, and wonderful stories about how the music and the personalities of our OT7 have really given us something to be thankful for. And today, I have the pleasure of talking to this fabulous lady all the way from Washington State. So I'm gonna let her introduce herself, and then we're gonna get this started. Go ahead, sister.
Oh my goodness. It is so good to be with you today, Miss Lynn. So good. Thank you for having me in this time slot with you. My name is Lynn also. I am in Washington State, and I'm proud to say that I am a Silver Army and a Nuna, proud Nuna, with BTS Army. And I'm very glad to be here today to share.
Cool. You know, there's so many stories in the big cities, and to be able to have you share your story with us is really cool. So first, let me see, because you know I have my little cheat sheet here. I gotta see what I want to ask you to make it all good. Think about your life before you met BTS. Tell me what it was like. Give me a quick review of what was going on in your life before you fell down that rabbit hole.
Wow, what a great fall this has been so far, right? Okay, yeah. So in 2006, I moved here from Ohio with my son for a relationship, an internet relationship, which, we'll talk later about that. Anyway, in 2011, my mom passed away. That was the start. That was the beginning. So my mom, my brother-in-law, then my sister, then my niece, then 3 cats. And this was all within probably a 3 to 4 year time frame, like right before I had to leave this relationship in 2011 that I was in. Bad relationship, abusive. We left with nothing, and we were homeless essentially for probably, well, we were without a temporary or without a permanent address for probably about 5-6 years. Part of that was spent sleeping on the floor of a house that we painted one summer. We painted it all on the outside. It went from blue to peach colors, double-story house. We slept on the lawn furniture mattress, the covers that you have on your lawn furniture on the floor upstairs. But we had bathroom facilities, and we had access to a kitchen, so that was the blessing there. Plus we were safe, and we would go to McDonald's, and we would sell stuff out of our storage, and we would go there and, hang out and for the internet. So once we were able to secure a place, which was in a friend's garage / craft room, and we paid her to live there. There was no bathroom facilities, no running water in there, because this was like her craft room. This was like a 1.5 car garage that she had turned into literally a craft room. There was like a big kiln in the corner. I mean, we were living in her stuff, in 300 square feet of her stuff. My son and I shared that space for about 5 years. And so in that time frame, I was waiting for disability because I have so many physical things happening, and diabetes type 2, just neuropathy, all kinds of stuff. I mean, I'm 61, but in here, I'm not 61. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, to go get water, I would tell him that I was going to the well to get water while we were in this space, But there was a reason why that we were there, and my friend that allowed us to stay there had literally had synovial fluid leaking from her brain, and we didn't know it until we watched her deteriorate, and then it was our turn to help take care of her. We were there for her. So, as we got doing that, well, then she started to get well. It was all good. And then my son got a job over in Seattle, and he was making really good money. It allowed us to actually move out of the garage into a 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartment, which was like a huge blessing. It was like, oh my God, I have my own bathroom. It was like from nothing to like, oh, my own bathroom.
Wow.
Right?
Big
I know.
transition.
Just the little things that we, think about. So he was working in Seattle at that time. And then all of a sudden the pandemic hit, right? And it's like, BTS found me in 2019 at the Billboard Awards. And so I was a little ahead of the curve when it came to what was going to happen in 2020 and how to deal, because I had a whole bunch of stuff happen to me before the pandemic even came. So I was still dealing. Well, and then to top it off, right before we moved here, I found out that my father that I carry the last name of was not my father. That
Oh, wow.
there was a whole other person who was my biological father.
So you had a lot going on before you ran into BTS.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
When
Where
you
they
when
wanted
you
to put me on Zoloft.
Oh, no.
Aside from the rest of my medication for high blood pressure and cholesterol and metformin for my type 2, they wanted to put me on something else. And I was like, no. And that's when I found BTS.
When you first heard them, tell me what aspect about their music and what actually touched you that made you feel that you could make it through all the trials and tribulations that you seem to have been going through.
I'll tell you, Lynn, that was like the first time in years that I felt happy. I mean, think about it. You're living in somebody else's space. The stuff around you does not belong to you. All of your stuff is in storage, but you make do. I mean, the happy that I felt from that first Boy With Love and watching J-Hope do the shoulder shrug and the turn and the grin that he does, and and it's like, oh my God, who is this? Who are these guys? That's when that whole rabbit hole started. It's like, okay, well, what else? So I would turn on YouTube and just let it go all day long and listen to everything. And Not Today was another thing where it was just like, it's like, okay, you know what? I realized that I can make decisions about how I want to feel about stuff. And I'm not going any longer to let what anybody else thinks about me affect me. So I decided to live big and loud, right? I'm a big girl anyway. So it's like, I may as well be loud and proud about it. I love colors, and they've picked all the right colors for me, obviously, because I am smooth like anyway. See, I just like this is just fun. They encourage us to be happy in who we are because they do that.
Mm-hmm. I see you got your purple boa on, so you're absorbing the purpleness of the boy movement, which is really we all have our favorites, even though we're madly in love with all 7 of them. Who can you say brought out the most encouragement to you just by their personality, or just by the way they sang, or just watching them? Who did that for you?
Wow. Well, as you said, there is no special one when it comes to everything that they have and bring to the table. But of course, all of us are going to find something a little more, I kind of like to hang out with that one for a while, kind of a thing, right? So, I mean, I'm a Nuna. I'm not in the place where I want to have any other kind of a relationship with, except for, they want to come and talk to me about a relationship that they're having, and I give them some advice, and we hang out and eat. So that would probably be Jin. It would be Jin, because he's just fun. He's funny. I mean, I was watching the 21st Century Girl video where they're all in the Halloween costumes and he's wearing the horse.
Yes.
and he's trying to maneuver around with the head and the tail of this thing. And I'm just like, I want to do that. So I'm doing it. This is my way of being that horse.
You work in it. If you had to choose now, there's so many songs. They have over 300 songs, and in the last couple of years, of course, as you know, they've come out with their English hits. But if you could pick your top 5, 6, or even a couple more that really hit home for you and the message in those songs did something for you, which do you think it would be?
Oh, wow, what a list to choose from, right? Aren't we so blessed and lucky to have that? Um, I would say that my BTS favorite for BTS karaoke would be Pied Piper, because I sing along, but like some of the words I don't know, so I just, it would be Pied Piper. Then from then it would be Dimple, and then from there, it would probably be Not Today, and then probably Filter. Filter has a big impact on me every time I watch it. And then there is the coming of age video with Jimin and JK. That's a favorite of mine. And yeah, I mean, there's, it's so hard to pick with the guys and then with the stuff, because there's so much content. They feed us all the time. And being 61 years old and having a career in the industry for a little bit, I see things that we would never have seen when the Rolling Stones and the Beatles were out. We have so much access to these guys, and they're good with it, right? They're like, yes, let us, watch what we do. It's like, okay, sign me up. And,
it's more than just an entertainment on stage. We get to see them with their personalities.
Absolutely. And they make an effort to communicate with us in so many ways. I mean, like today, RM was on Weverse all day long, just posting. And it's like, I feel so lucky to be a part of this community, really a part of this community. And the women that I have surrounded myself in the BTS Atlas Army group, it's a small group, but we do a lot of cool things. And I've asked them, to do things. I mean, we met from the Grammys, the disappointment of the Grammys. We all met that night and we brought this group together where we've done videos and we have a YouTube channel. And the cool thing of it is asking people to do things that they are so scared of and so out of their comfort zone, right? It's like asking them to take, this was really floored me, was one of the components of the first project that we did was asking them to take glamour shot pictures of themselves. And it's hard.
Yeah.
Right? To look in the mirror, to get dressed up, to, in the middle of a pandemic, and we're saying, please, we want some glamour shot pictures and we want you to feel good and feel pretty. And and they're like, I'm getting emails and text messages. I don't know if I can do this or not because, and I'm like, you know what? You are going to be able to do this. You're going to sail through this. You're gorgeous. Let's do this all together. And to be able to get encouragement from everybody to everybody was so cool to watch happen. And then to watch the video come together with everybody like practicing these dances, they're like doing these dances. And I physically can't do them, but watching them do them, it was just like watching my own baby being born. You know what I mean? It was just like a dream come true to watch these people come out of all these little boxes that they had put themselves in. And it's like, oh my gosh, do you realize how cool you are right now? Do you get how awesome you are right now? Because you are just doing it. You're doing it. You said, you know what? Let me think about it. I had one in particular that when we first got the project going, she's like, okay, well, I'm just gonna do the letter. I'm not gonna do anything else. It's like, okay. Then about 3 days later, you know what? I think I just want to do the letter and the fan chant. It's like, okay. It's like, well, 3 to 4 maybe days later, you know what? I think I would really like to go ahead and I think I'm going to take the picture, and she went through who she's going to have take it, right? And then the last part of it is that she did every single component. She danced. We have a video.
So everything, she inspired to do it all.
I was so proud of her, And I'm just going to give a shout out to Ireland right now. That's the country, but I won't say anything else. But I mean, I'm just so proud of her, all of them, because they took it above and beyond.
If you had to say something to those out there who are not familiar with BTS and who, with everything You know, you're gonna have those quote unquote haters. If you could say something, you know, to somebody who's not familiar with the music, what would you give them as a takeaway based on your experience listening to them, seeing them, being part of the Army fandom that made you a better person that you think could also enhance their life?
Wow. So if you want to be a part of something way bigger than you are, and you feel like you have a lot of passion, but you don't know where to put it into yourself and give yourself the opportunity to be a part of this. Take a look. The rabbit hole, we're all in there waiting. We catch you with nets, information. We surround you with love and care. And if you are looking for a place to find hope and you want to be happy, then you need to check out the BTS Army and BTS. That's where I'm at.
Thank you, Miss Lynn Rosselli, BTS Heals Army. Thank you so much for sharing your story.
Thank you for having me.
I can't do it, but yeah. Border, hey. Take care.
Bye, Lynn.
Bye, Lynn.
Bye, everybody.